Welcome to my channel. This video presents a purely fictional tale for entertainment. The old, abandoned mansion on the hill had always been a source of eerie stories and ghostly legends. Its crumbling facade and overgrown gardens were enough to send shivers down anyone's spine, even in broad daylight. But on this fateful night, a group of thrill-seekers decided to explore the decrepit building, drawn by the irresistible allure of the supernatural. Among them was Sarah, an adventurous young woman with a fascination for the unexplained. Her obsession with the paranormal had led her to this chilling adventure, and she was determined to uncover the secrets that lay hidden within the mansion's walls. She led the group up the creaking stairs and into the heart of the mansion, where the air was thick with the scent of decay, and the silence was oppressive. As they ventured deeper into the darkness, the ominous atmosphere weighed on them, and their flashlights cast long, menacing shadows on the walls. They knew they were not alone. Suddenly, a figure materialized before them. A young woman with a pale complexion, wavy platinum blonde hair worn short, and dark brown eyes. She appeared disoriented, her eyes darting around the room as if searching for something. Sarah, ever the brave one, stepped forward. "Who are you? What's your name?" The ghostly figure turned to her, her voice a haunting whisper. I am Anna. I don't remember how I got here. Can you help me?" The group exchanged uneasy glances. One of them, David, cautiously asked, "Anna, how did you die?" Anna's eyes grew wide with fear and sorrow. "I was poisoned. It was 364, and I was only 20 years old." Sarah couldn't hide her curiosity. "Anna, why are you still here? Is there something you need from us?" Anna's spectral form began to tremble, and her voice quivered. "I need to find the truth, the one who poisoned me. I can't rest until I know." The group, though frightened, agreed to help Anna in her quest for answers. They scoured the mansion, searching for any clues that might reveal the identity of Anna's murderer. Each room they entered was colder and more foreboding than the last, and they could feel the malevolent presence of the mansion's otherworldly inhabitants closing in on them. Hours passed, and just as they were about to give up hope, they stumbled upon a hidden room in the mansion's depths. Inside, they found a journal, its pages filled with cryptic entries and dark secrets. As Sarah read the journal aloud, the truth slowly unraveled before them. It was a tale of jealousy, betrayal, and murder, a story of love gone horribly wrong. Anna listened, her spectral form flickering with emotion. "That's it. That's what I needed to know. Thank you." With those words, Anna's form began to fade, and a sense of peace washed over her. She had found the closure she sought for centuries, and her spirit was finally free. The group left the mansion, their hearts heavy with the weight of the story they had uncovered. They knew they had encountered something beyond the realm of the living, something that had been trapped in a cycle of torment for far too long. But as they descended the hill, they couldn't help but wonder about the other restless spirits that still haunted the mansion's dark corridors. What other stories of tragedy and despair lay hidden within its walls, waiting to be unearthed by those daring enough to seek the truth? The legend of the mansion on the hill lived on, its mysteries and horrors known only to those who dared to venture into its haunted embrace. And as Sarah and her friends walked away, they couldn't shake the feeling that they had only scratched the surface of the darkness that dwelled within. The mansion held secrets that extended beyond Anna's tragic tale, secrets that whispered through the night, beckoning to those who dared to listen. The chilling adventure had changed them forever, leaving them with a deep and unsettling sense that the boundary between the living and the dead was far more porous than they had ever imagined. As weeks turned into months, Sarah couldn't shake her obsession with the old mansion and its ghostly inhabitants. She spent countless hours researching the history of the place, delving into archives, and speaking with local historians. The more she uncovered, the more she realized that the mansion's dark past was even more complex than she had originally thought. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the mansion, Sarah received an unexpected visit. It was David, one of her companions from that fateful night. "Sarah," he began, his voice heavy with trepidation, "I've been having strange dreams, vivid dreams about the mansion and its history. I feel like I'm being drawn back there, as if something is calling to me." Sarah's eyes widened with intrigue. "Tell me more, David. What have you been dreaming?" David recounted his dreams in detail. Visions of the mansion's former residents, their lives intertwined in a web of love, jealousy, and tragedy. He described the mansion's previous owner, a wealthy man named Richard, who had fallen in love with a woman named Eleanor, only to have their love affair end in betrayal and heartache. As Sarah listened to David's account, a realization dawned upon her. The story of Anna was just one thread in a much larger tapestry of sorrow and despair that had plagued the mansion for generations. The restless spirits were not isolated incidents but interconnected souls, bound by a shared history of pain. Determined to uncover the complete truth, Sarah and David embarked on a journey to piece together the mansion's dark past. They delved deeper into the lives of its former inhabitants, unearthing long-buried secrets and forgotten tragedies. Their investigation led them to the town's archives, where they uncovered old newspaper clippings, journals, and letters that painted a chilling portrait of the mansion's history. It was a history rife with scandal, betrayal, and untimely deaths. A history that seemed to have ensnared countless souls in its grip. As Sarah and David's research continued, they couldn't escape the feeling that the mansion itself was a malevolent force, a sentient entity that thrived on the suffering of those who dared to enter its domain. The mansion seemed to revel in the torment it inflicted on the living and the dead, drawing them into its dark, twisted narrative. With each revelation, the mansion's supernatural activity intensified. Apparitions roamed its hallways, voices whispered in the dead of night, and the very walls seemed to pulse with an eerie energy. Sarah and David were no longer mere observers but active participants in a paranormal phenomenon that defied explanation. Their quest for the truth became an obsession, and they pushed themselves to the brink of sanity as they delved deeper into the mansion's mysteries. But the more they uncovered, the more they realized that the mansion's secrets were not meant to be unraveled by mortal minds. One fateful night, as Sarah and David stood in the mansion's grand foyer, surrounded by flickering candlelight and the oppressive weight of its history, they came face to face with the malevolent force that had bound them to its dark narrative. The very walls of the mansion seemed to close in around them, and the air grew thick with an otherworldly. The very walls of the mansion seemed to close in around them, and the air grew thick with an otherworldly presence. In that moment, Sarah and David realized the mansion's secrets were not meant for mortal understanding. With a sense of dread, they fled the mansion, never to return. The legend of the mansion on the hill remained, a dark enigma that continued to haunt the living and the dead, its mysteries forever shrouded in the depths of the unknown. Please subscribe, click like, and share. Your support means so much to me.